I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I know nothing. I know nothing. Good morning, and happy Saturday. It's been a while since we picked up the camera and vlog. I'm not going to give you all any excuses because there isn't. There are none. There are no excuses I can give. Today is September 13th. Yes, 13th. We are up and at it this morning. It's 8 o'clock. I didn't really get much sleep last night. I don't want to talk about it. But we're up. I am doing something from my why the hell not list this morning. We are going to adult dance class. There are, I think, 2 classes I want to check out today at this studio called, and where's my phone? Un momento. Okay, so we are going to, let me find it because my cousin sent me, she sent me this, I think earlier this week, so Tuesday. So we are going to Live Arts Conservatory. Sound it out. Live Arts Conservatory. It is a Black-owned, believe it's a Black-owned studio. And yeah, believe it's Black-owned. Believe it is. Either way, that's where we're going today. They have a open house where they're offering a number of different dance classes for all levels, for adults only. So we're not gonna be in there with a bunch of little kids. And all of the classes are $5 today because it's their open house. So the class schedule was on, or is on, Mindbody, which is a whole nother app that I have not used in God knows how long. But I did download the app for this. Our class is at 9:30. We are taking Open Adult Progressions Beginner. No idea what that means. No idea. But it was either this or Lyrical. beginner, but I don't know why I didn't want to do lyrical. So we're going to see what this is about. Yes, it is black owned. I knew I had that right. It is in Farmers Branch. So hopefully by the time this video is posted, I would have already posted my cooking class video, or my cooking class short, because I don't think I did a whole video on that, as well as the game show Battle Room short, because I've gone twice. And so all of this stuff is in the same complex over by the Galleria on Alpha Road. If you know that area of Dallas. Farmers Branch, Dallas, Addison. I don't know what you want to call that area, but it's literally over by the Galleria on Alpha Road. So all of that is in the same complex. So I know exactly where I'm going. I know exactly how I'm going to get there. So yeah, that is what we are doing this morning. I don't know if this is the only class I'm going to take. I know I'm going to take this class. And maybe I'll see how I'm feeling after this class on whether or not I'm going to take another one. They do have adult musical, which ain't no way I'm taking that. They're just, no. What else they have? Adult contemporary, that's at 11:30. That's beginner. Open house beginner jazz. Open house beginner jazz funk. Open house intermediate jazz. They do have an intermediate hip hop. That's at 1:30. And I was like, don't want to try that. I think I could be like intermediate hip hop, right? Right? I feel like I have rhythm, so I can be that, you know? I don't know, we'll see. All right, that's enough talking. Let's get a move on it. All right, why didn't I bring an extra battery for my camera? Because I charged my camera all last night, so I didn't think I needed a battery. Whatever, we have our phone. It's 9 o'clock on the dot. So we're good. Because we're supposed to be here at 9:15. Y'all probably can't even see this, what I'm about to talk about. No, you can see it. My face has been breaking out like crazy. I know what it is, and let's talk about it. I'm gonna stay back here. I'm not gonna zoom in for this talk. So, guys, I am 36. I will be 37 next month. It's actually in like 3 weeks, maybe, is my birthday, my 37th. And this might be TMI, but I'm going to talk about it. I haven't had a cycle in over a year now. I used to be very regular. Every 28 days was yeah, for me. But I want to say maybe 2 years ago, I noticed that I was going like 3 months, or like 2 months and then 3 months. Once it hit like 3.5 months without having a cycle, I went to the doctor. At the time, that doctor told me, well, before I even went to the doctor, I did, and I went to an IVF clinic. It was some event that they were offering like free, I guess, testing to see like your egg count. And so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go. It's free, why not? Even though I never picture kids in my future, I was like, let me just go. So yeah, I never really saw kids in my future, but I was like, let me just go ahead and get tested to see what my egg reserve count is. And so they did a blood test. The results of that was like, hey, you have like a really, 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 really low chance of getting pregnant. I had a really low egg count. So I was like, oh, okay. I told myself, like, I kind of figured that, which I did, because again, at this time, I'm noticing that my cycles have changed. like not being as regular as I was. So I was like, okay. And then shortly after that, I want to say maybe like the next month, I went in for my women's wellness exam. And I mentioned to my doctor at the time, which was the new doctor for me, that I had this test done, and I just wanted to kind of like follow up just to make sure that the results were, you know, correct or were what they were, and things like that. So I had another blood test done. I had to get an ultrasound. I got just a lot of hormonal check was what I got done. And so at that time, it pretty much yielded the same results. Like, I want to say it was like a little bit higher, but it was still overall the same. Like, hey, you have a really low egg reserve count, and we're looking for it to be this number, and yours is very much lower than what it should be, especially for your age. And so I was like, oh, okay. Not surprised, because again, I just heard this news a month ago, and I kind of just felt it. And at that time, I had not had a cycle for like, I think at this point we're at like 4 months of not having a cycle. And anyway, so yeah, we're at 4 months of not having a cycle. And the doctor at that time tells me, hey, if you go a year without a cycle, you will officially be in menopause. And she was like, that's very early for your age. And I was like, yeah, I kind of felt like I was having the symptoms of someone going into menopause. I was having night sweats. I was having like insomnia. What else? I didn't really have like dryness, but I felt like I wasn't really like, what's the word? A low libido, I guess. But yeah, I kind of like felt those symptoms, and I was just looking them up, and you know, you diagnose yourself. And so I was like, okay, this is all kind of checking out with what I thought. What time is it? I'm looking at my clock going, what time is it? It's 9:10. Anyway, it's hot. I'm just sitting in this car. Hold on. Let's turn the air on. Anyway. Okay, so back to the story. Yeah, so she was just like, yeah, if you go a year without a cycle, you're officially being menopause. So I was like, okay, all right, understood. So I just had been, you know, keeping a watch out, just making sure I'm understanding how I'm feeling, just regulating with myself, like, okay, how are we feeling? I was having, not depression, it wasn't anything like that, but I was having kind of like insane thoughts. And I was like, yo, like this gotta be, the hormones gotta be just going towards menopause. So I was doing a lot more journaling than what I was doing before. And I noticed this about myself and my routine and just getting my thoughts out. And some of my thoughts, I was like, this is weird to have these thoughts, but whatever. So fast forward to maybe about 3 weeks ago, I went in for my women's wellness exam. This time I'm with a new doctor. I have new insurance. So I went to the new doctor. Actually, I went to the nurse practitioner because the doctor doesn't do the wellness exams. Anyway, at this office. But anyway, went to the nurse practitioner, and she, you know, I had this conversation with her. I let her know what's going on. You know, they asked you, when was your last menstrual cycle? And I told her, hey, September of 2024. So she's like, whoa, wait a minute. Why is that? And I was like, yeah, I think I'm just hitting menopause. And she's like, you're way too young. And I'm like, yeah, I understand that. But from my conversations with my family, I understand that on my dad's side of the family, they typically hit menopause pretty early. And she's like, yeah, but that's still way too early. She was like, because you're under the age of 40, I don't feel comfortable with you not having some type of hormone replacement. Now, when the conversation of hormone replacement came up with my mom previously, in the last year, she was like, don't do hormone replacement. I don't want you doing that. And I was looking up like kind of like the pros and cons, and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to do it either. And so I was just kind of like steering away from that. And so when the nurse this time said it, I was just like, yeah, I really don't want to do it. I'm good on that. And she was like, well, I want to put you on the lowest, kind of like the lowest estrogen, I guess, or the lowest dosage. So she prescribed me some birth control. So I've been taking that birth control now for 2 weeks. This is a long story to get to why my face is breaking out. So for the last 2 weeks, and I have not been consistent on it, but I've been trying to take it every single day. At first I was taking it every single night, but then I could not sleep. I was having night sweats, and I had stopped having that symptom. And so now getting back on the birth control, I had started having night sweats again. I'm like, oh, I don't like this. So I'm going to start taking it in the morning. So I started taking it in the morning. So for the last 2 weeks, I've been taking birth control in the morning. My face has been breaking out like crazy. I know you see this one. I know you see that one. Yep. This one just popped up a day and a half ago. There's one right here. I don't know if this one is from the birth control. This one might actually be from makeup, because when I went to the Chris Brown concert, I put some blush on, and I used a brush that I have not used in so long. It should have been cleaned, but I have a feeling that every time I use that brush, I break out. So anyway, there's that one. And then all along my jawline and even like under my chin, I've been breaking out like crazy. This is hormonal like area when you have breakouts. Typically like your insides, your intestines, your gut is like here, forehead, third eye, this area. But hormones right here, all right here. So that's what's been happening. That's why my face has been breaking out. I've been feeling so ugly. The day before yesterday, I wore a bunch of like clear pimple patches all on my face. But yesterday, I just felt so ugly. Today, I feel better in myself. But yeah, that's long story to say, I'm on birth control. I had not been on birth control for at least 17 years or so. I had stopped taking it because I had no reason to take it. Like, I wasn't practicing making a baby. And so one day I was just like, I'm not doing this anymore. And I stopped taking it. So yeah, it's been so long. And now at 36, I'm back on it. But yesterday was my last day taking it. I am going to send the nurse an email and let her know, like, hey, I'm not taking it anymore. This is why. These are things that I've noticed. Not only my acne breakouts, but I noticed I was getting a lot more hair on my chin, on my jaw. I didn't like it. I don't like it. So, yeah, that's what's happening. But yeah, it's 9:15. Let me get in here and see what's going on. Let me see how this is going to shake, rattle, and roll. I'm excited. I might have to just record from my phone because, again, I didn't bring an extra extra battery for my camera, but guys, good morning. Happy Sunday. It is 10:30. I'm finally like up and moving around. Just washed some clothes, cleaned up my fridge. You know, that Sunday stuff. So I'm about to go on a walk. I'm gonna go to White Rock. It's probably my favorite place to walk in all of Dallas, or just all of the area actually. White Rock is so like peaceful and serene, and I don't feel in danger. I don't feel like I have to keep watching my back. Well, at least the side of White Rock that I walk. So yeah, and I can actually put in my headphones and just walk, see nature. It's like I said, it's very calm. The cops are typically out just strolling. It's daytime. I'm sure plenty of people are going to be out there. It's a beautiful Sunday morning. So we are getting out and we're getting a walk. Recap of yesterday. Y'all, I'm tired. I tried to do 5 classes yesterday. So once I got to the 5th class, it was the last class. It was Jazz Precision Beginner. And the instructor, well, let me just say this. All of the instructor, everybody was so nice. Everyone, even the dancers, like everyone was so nice. Everyone was so encouraging. Everyone was so helpful. Let me start by saying that. Well, when I got into this last class, the instructor kind of showed us what to do like across the floor, like we did in the first class, the progression beginner. And the instructor in the first class, like he would do it with us. But this instructor didn't really do that. So I was like, I need you to tell me what to do. I don't know nothing. So y'all saying chasse and tunda and I don't know. I know nothing. So once she like kind of let us go and do it on our own, like the second time, I was like, bro, I'm out. Deuces. It was fun. But I can't imagine struggling again. I already struggled enough. I'm not going to keep struggling. I quit. I'll never do it again. Them folks ain't never got to see me again. But I will say it was a fun and awesome experience. If you want to do dance classes, I highly recommend this studio, Live Arts Conservatory over on Alpha Road in Dallas, Farmers Branch. That area by the Galleria. Highly recommend. They have adult classes for jazz and ballet and contemporary. Like they had all these different genres. It was a fun experience. I'll leave the link down to the studio in my comments. Of course, it's not sponsored. This is not a sponsored video. I'm just saying, if that's what you're looking to get into, I would highly recommend. And then last night I went to a fight party, completely forgot. Like, a friend of mine texted me like, hey, you watching a fight? I'm like, what fight? What y'all talking about? Huh? And then I was on the phone with my sister eating my steak and peppers for dinner, which was delish. And another one of my friends called me and was like, where are you? Why are you not at the fight party? I was like, I knew there was a fight party after I realized it was a fight. And I was like, maybe they forgot to invite me. Yeah, well, I went. I left the house. It was like 10 something. Didn't have any gas. Didn't realize that till I got on the highway. Like, oh my gosh, I don't have gas. But I made it to the party. And then I knew before I left the party, I needed one of the guys to follow me so that I didn't have to go to the gas station by myself. So luckily, thankfully, there are still good guys out there. So yeah, I made it home. Fight party was cool. Whole time, got to the fight party and they was like, Andrea, it was in the group chat. Well, that was last week. I need y'all to like remind folks. I wasn't thinking about nothing. What? Anyway, so like I said, we are going on a walk. We are going solo dolo. But I wanted to talk about my new walking shoes. These are my new walking shoes. These are the New Balance 860s and lots of foam. So way back ago when I lived in San Diego and I started running, I went to this store called Road Runners. If you have a Road Runners in your city, highly recommend going to find you a good pair of walking or running shoes. They will analyze your feet and tell you and kind of suggest what type of shoes you need. Do you have zero arch or high arch, pronate, all of that stuff, right? They'll look at your stride and tell you and suggest what type of running shoes you should have. I feel like I've had this conversation with the camera before. But anyway, here in Dallas, we do not have a Road Runners. Instead, we have Feet Fleet. So we did go to Feet Fleet in Cincinnati when I was there for my family reunion, and these were the shoes that they recommended. Now, the colorway that I purchased initially was like gray and purple, and I purchased them in an 8.5. That's what was suggested. I normally wear an 8. When those shoes came, they were too small. Had to go up to a 9. So I returned them and repurchased, but by the time I went to repurchase, that colorway was sold out. So we got these, which is this white and some type of blue, green, I don't know. So I got these. I've been wearing these. I've worn them outside once and in the gym once. But these have a lot of cushion in the back, which is exactly what I need. And all that running around and dancing yesterday in my socks, my feet, I know, are torn up. Like I don't know, like I feel it. Like in my calves, I just feel like, not a shooting pain, but I just feel that I've been flat way too long yesterday. So this is what we're wearing. Highly suggest going to Feet Fleet if you're in the DFW area, or if you're just in an area that doesn't have Road Runners. Look for Feet Fleet. Feet, F-E-E-T, Fleet, F-L-E-E-T. I'll put a link below in my description box for that as well. They have all types of shoes. They'll analyze your feet. Very similar to Road Runners. But yeah, I've been talking way too long. Let's go. Been walking for a mile and I'm already hot. But we're gonna keep going. My goal is to do either 4 to 5 miles, because that's what I would do if I was walking around my neighborhood. So yeah. It's only the 2 of us. Everything I need between those thighs. Every time I look into your eyes, I see you're all I need. Every time I get a bit inside, I feel it. No, this one, no. They don't want to have nothing to do with that. All right, we are finished walking. We did 4.5 miles. Whew. Back in the car. Now I have to do the most dangerous thing of all. I have to go to Costco in Dallas on a Sunday at 1 o'clock p.m. Now, I am hoping and praying that because the Cowboys game came on at 12, that the crowd ain't too bad. But we already know. It's still Sunday in the middle of the day, and people are getting ready for the work week and school lunches and da-da-da-da-da. So Costco, I already know it's packed. Whew. Let's go get this done. And then I do need to just go to the grocery store and pick up some other items that I'm not getting from Costco. But I have a list, so Hopefully I won't be out in these streets too long because it's pretty warm out here. And I got stuff to do back at the house. It's a full Sunday reset. So let's go. And we're back. It is 3 o'clock on the dot. Whew, feel like we've been gone all morning, but we went to Costco. I'm gonna just tell y'all what I got. Got 24 eggs. I got a case of Perrier sparkling water. I got some honey because I was all like, let me show y'all how much honey I have left. This all I have left of this bottle. I've been using honey like crazy. We got some paper towels because we were down to our last roll. We got some blackberries, raspberries, bacon. This is the 4-pack for $20. Bacon went back up again to $20. They're normally $16. And then we got my favorite chicken, the sweet Chipotle barbecue. If you can get your hands on this, so good. And it was on sale. I want to say it was like $16. Because I think it was like $4 off or something. But that's all we got from Costco. All right, so we had to stop by Walmart as well. We needed some unbleached parchment paper. I typically cook on this now instead of aluminum foil, and I always get the unbleached one because why would I choose the bleached one? Yeah, got this. I got some crackers that I know I don't need to be eating, but I like a crunch with my tuna salad because we will be making tuna salad this week for lunch. We picked up a little more bone broth and some chicken broth, reduced sodium, organic. I picked up some more of these because you could never have too much of these. And I am making a chicken soup today, but I know I'm not going to eat it until probably for lunch tomorrow at work. So yeah, I like to make soups, so I need broth. What else? We picked up some apples, some gala apples. What I've been doing with apples is, and I read this online, like apples when they're cooked are supposed to be better for you than if they're just raw. And I don't really like raw apples. Like, I'll eat them, but I don't buy them to eat them raw. So what I've been doing is buying them, peeling the skin off of them, chopping them, dicing them up pretty much, and then putting them on the stove in a saucepan and just letting them cook with a little bit of water, some maple syrup, some cinnamon and nutmeg, and it almost has like that apple pie filling type of taste. And then I'll put some homemade granola on top, and that gives it a little crunch. So I feel like I'm eating an apple pie. Feel like it. We know we're not, but it feels like it. And with the maple syrup, that way I'm not adding a whole lot of like refined sugar or anything like that. We're just using the maple syrup. So that's what I've been doing with apples. We picked up some more. We picked up some more quinoa. We've been eating quinoa. Some olives because I like to snack on olives. Here's some nutmeg, some organic. Nutmeg is expensive. This nutmeg was like $6 something, so almost $7 for this. Woo! Baby, I had no idea. And then I picked up a number of tomato soups. I like soup. I like tomato soup. I never, ever, ever make tomato soup. We bought it. And these were like $2 a can because they were on sale. So I picked up some tomato basil, some hearty tomato, some creamy tomato with basil. That's it. We picked up 3 different kinds, 2 of each. I wanted to pick up some more progressive soup, but using the Yuka app, I saw that majority of their soup has a lot of additives, hazardous additives. So The tomato soup didn't. So that's why this is the only type of soup we got. And then I was like, let me not get any of the chicken soup because I make chicken soup. So I don't need to buy any of that. And the same thing with the split pea soup. That had additives too, but I make that. So I was just like, I don't need to buy it. We picked up some thyme for the soup. We picked up some frozen green beans, some celery. What else? We picked up some stuffed mushrooms. I should just make these. I don't even know why I buy these. But it's like a quick snack that I can throw in the oven right now and eat these like right now. We picked up some baby Bella mushrooms and some salsa. What else? We also got some plums, cucumber, and some avocado. Is that it? No, and I picked up 2 bottles of kombucha. I was going to pick up the big one. I normally buy the big one, but again, we're on a health kick. Well, not a health kick. We are changing our lifestyle and just making sure that we're eating in a calorie deficit. And this stuff has sugar in it. Yeah, it has some sugar in it. And then I've noticed that now these have like added sugar. I feel like they didn't always have that. But either way, we're not going to be drinking too much of this. So I try not to buy that big bottle anymore. I've been drinking mostly teas, caffeine-free tea, and just water and sparkling water. So that's why we got just 2 bottles of kombucha. And that is all. So I am going to go ahead and put this food up, get this chicken on the stove, and then hop in the shower. Because we're making a chicken soup. So I need to get the chicken on the stove. And I quickly seasoned the chicken before I left for my walk. So we're going to throw that in our Dutch oven. And that's it. It's 9 o'clock and it is time to get ready for bed. Well, actually, I have a 8:30 alarm that goes off every night. It's my get ready for bed alarm. But today I was on the phone when that alarm... No, I wasn't on the phone when that alarm went off. I was washing dishes when that alarm went off. But it's 9 o'clock and y'all, let's get ready for bed. First things first, we have to take another shower because we went out since our last shower. So I'm gonna take a shower and then I'll pick y'all back up because we're gonna wash our face and brush our teeth and all of that stuff together. That's probably my favorite part of the day. Yeah. And in the morning when I do my skincare too. My favorite part of the day. All right, so I have my Invisalign in my retainer cleaner. So I like to have that going while I wash my face. Nighttime acne skin routine, I guess you can call it that. Now, I am not a professional, but this is what I've been putting on my skin. I feel like it's made my skin better, but I can't say if this is correct or anything like that. I gotta do like extra cleaning pretty much, I feel like. So I like to take my micellar water. I just have a little bit left. Put it on a carton round. And just go over my face. This is like an extra step that I recently added because I feel like my face is just like dirty, right? Because of all the buildup. So I'm just like, ugh. face is dirty. Then I take my e.l.f. Makeup Melting Cleansing Balm. I use this even though I don't use makeup, or even if I don't wear makeup, I still use this because I do wear sunscreen every day. And so this should help get that sunscreen off. So just take a little bit and it melts in your hands. And just rub this all over my face. I feel like this, it's almost like I'm doing a triple cleanse, I guess. But I feel like the micellar water doesn't get everything off, so I'm using this in addition to. Again, I always use this, but again, the micellar water is the new step in this routine, because all of this, yeah, I feel like my pores are clogged and I don't know, girl. Then I just wash this off with lukewarm water, nothing special. From here, I do not dry my face. I just take my next product, and that is this LuckELea from La Roche-Posay. It's their medicated gel cleanser with 2% salicylic acid. I feel like this really helps my acne breakouts. So I take that. I probably take more than enough. Can you? Yeah, you can see it. And I just wash my face with this. We do 60 seconds of just washing our face with our hands, no tools, no washcloths, just pure hands that have already been cleaned. Typically, I'm singing the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme song, because that's supposed to be 60 seconds. So yeah, typically don't use this cleanser every day, but because of these breakouts, I have been. After 60 seconds, I just let it sit, because I feel like you can feel something working. Sometimes I'll fan myself because it feels, I don't know, it feels medicated. Alright, so we just rinsed it off. Still got some around my neck and ears. But I take 2 new cotton rounds and I wipe my face. I used to use a paper towel, but now I've just been using my cotton rounds to wipe my face dry. Either way, we don't use washcloths here. Not on our face. On our body, yeah. Not on our face. Then I'll get the paper towel, just wipe. Oh, this water that runs down my arm, it's all over my sink. After this, I like to take my CBD Skin Mist. This is a toner I got from my esthetician. I still have some left, thankfully, because I have not seen her in a while. But I just spray it a couple times. It's plenty. And then I've been taking this Torrid Dive-In Serum. I got this in South Korea, but they sell it in Sephora as well. So yeah, it's a hyaluronic acid. And I just put a couple of drops on my hand, rub this in, and put this on my face. So I will say, on the days that I don't use my La Roche-Posay, I use my Adapalene. This is supposed to help as well with breakouts, but I don't use them at the same time, on the same day. I don't know, I feel like my face is gonna fall off, so I don't do that. Also, sometimes I'll put on my eye cream at night, but I've been liking the way my face look with the eye cream in the morning before I put on my sunblock. So I'm not gonna put any of this on tonight. This is AHC Premier. I got this in Vietnam. So yeah. If I run out of, when I run out of this, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have to figure out how to get some. But as far as moisturizer, I use this Asteria. I don't know. I got this. Well, I initially purchased this in Vietnam, but I re-upped since then, and they sell it at Sephora now. So this one is from Sephora. And this moisturizer to me is thick, so I don't even use a whole lot. I just feel like my skin needs to breathe, and it'll be okay. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. You won't be ugly forever. These will go away. They have to go away. I need to schedule a facial. Let's go ahead and put that on the to-do list, because yeah, we're gonna do that on the to-do list. So that is it. I'm going to drink my fennel tea. I'm gonna pop in my Invisalign, and then I am off to bed. If you made it this far, I'm assuming that means you're already subscribed to my channel, but if not, go ahead and hit that subscribe button below, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye.